What was that? Efrain's hands are straight up. Did you drop something there, Efrain?
No.
Dropped a baby.
I don't know why I did that.
How's it hanging, YouTube? Peter here, Ginger Joe the Geek. Welcome back to the channel for our second live show of the night. And today we're going to be looking at a mystery pack. I'm saying mystery pack. We're going to touch on that in a bit, but we're also going to be catching up with Ben because we haven't seen him for a while and talking movies, trying to get his views on some of the recent movies that have been out there, and we're going to touch on a little bit of news later on. And I am also going to be giving away some free comics. So 4 packs of comics to people as the night goes on. But as ever, I can't do it alone, so I'm joined by my good mate, James T. Keegan. How are you, sir?
Heyo, I'm feeling ducky.
Indeed. Oh, ducky.
Just ducky.
Yeah, feeling just ducky. Good stuff, good stuff. Always a pleasure to see you. We've also got Ben, the attention-seeking geek. Haven't seen you, well, I have. I saw you an hour ago. But before that, I hadn't seen you for a little while. How have you been?
I have been existing, but it's good to be back.
Just existing. That's what we like to hear. And Efrain, how are you, sir?
What is going on, comic book compadres?
Lots has changed since you've been away, Ben. Efrain now says compadres.
Yeah,
instead of Efrain, you've changed.
Good stuff. And Efrain, obviously, we recorded earlier in the week, and you've just popped that video out earlier today, I think.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
I always love doing videos with you, man.
Yeah, me too, mate.
You two are so mushy at the beginning of the video; it makes me sick in my mouth every time.
We love it. We absolutely.
Just going to order you a hotel room, and you can just get it done with.
Okay, let's see who we've got in the chat, and then we'll make a start because it's late and we've got lots to get through. So we've got good old StreamYard. Thank you for joining StreamYard. We've got Ian Carter. Always a pleasure. God help me, I'm melting. Yeah, me too, but it's melting. We've got Jack. Always a pleasure to see you, Jack. Bang on time, lads. Absolutely, bud. Absolutely. And we've got Phil. Just saw you. Been a while. Yeah, nice to see you, Bud. Nice to see you, Bud. We've got MJ Comics. Hello, mate.
He's back as well. We're all coming. We're coming out of our caves. We're
it's
back.
Like friggin' Secret Invasion. It's like the ship's landing. You're all spilled out into the English countryside. It's nice to see you, James. We need to get you on a show at some point, bud, because we've missed you. Missed you all. And we've got good old Andy, double Ben and Peter. It's the ice cream flavors I didn't know I needed. Yeah. Always a pleasure to see you, bud. And we've got Jack again. Sorry, Phil. Loved your artwork in the new Mando book. Made killed it.
I can't unsee that.
Absolutely.
Harsh. We've got Phil. Thank you very much for joining, Phil. And we've got GP. Nice to see you, bud. MJ saying yes, please. Mate, drop us a message and we'll set something up. I don't know if you've noticed, but I go live now and then. So I'm sure we can get you on a couple of shows if you're interested. We'd love to have you on.
MJ's part of that very exclusive group that I actually want to stream with as well. So
okay, good. There's a list. There is a list. It's quite short, to be fair, but you know,
checking it twice.
Yeah. Okay, guys, let's rattle through what we've got tonight. Like I said, we are going to be doing a mystery pack. Got 2 mystery packs, and the guys are going to pick which one we'll open. And then we're going to talk some movie news and give away some comic books. But I'll get to that in a little bit. Before we do that, just to very quickly rattle through what we've got coming up, because I've just done it an hour or so ago. But I wanted to mention this. So it is nice to have the full team back together once again. James, I've just noticed you're a little bit cross-eyed. But yeah, it's stunning imagery.
It's accurate.
It's perfect.
It's accurate.
It's accurate. Yeah. That is my physique as well. Noticed,
yeah, I absolutely love these. These are absolutely stunning.
Amazing.
These are, of course, by our good friend Shap for Comics. Or Shap for Comics, sorry. Does some incredible work. He's done an awful lot of the American comic book community, and also he's done some of us. He's done these guys forward, but he's also done JP Venom, he's done Luke, he's done Charlie from Killer Comic Show, and a few others. So yeah, incredible work. I love these. Really cool. Okay, so we've literally just done this. This was a comic book show. Ben joined me for this one as well, where we've reviewed some of this week's comics. So please do check that out on the Rewind. We did this earlier in the week. This was great. This was more fun than I expected it to be, guys. I don't know why, but it was just a good laugh. So really enjoyed doing it. We'll probably do this topic again, I think, because it was good fun. I'm looking forward to this. Tomorrow night, Ben, going to put you through your paces. Got some interesting questions for you from the chat.
Oh, good God.
There's a few questions in. And as ever, the amazing Fuzzy Dunlop has sent a stunning one in. So looking forward to that. And seeing some of your collectibles as well. Connie, nice of you to join. Thank you very much. So yeah, so please do remember to check that out tomorrow night. Excuse me, at 8 o'clock. Monday, we've got Let's Talk Toys, where myself, James, Luke, and Simon talk all things toy and game related. So again, that should be good fun. And as a big shout out to the UK live stream community. And also, Efrain, just to add, you do a live stream now as well. So please, people, go and check out Efrain's live stream, Comic Book Culture. It's always great fun. So make sure you watch that one. Okay, let's crack on. So we've got lots to get through. I want to start with this. I already know my view, James's view. I think I know Efrain's. Ben, we've not really talked to you about this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Before we get to you, and we'll just kind of refresh where we're at. We'll start with you, James. What did you think of the latest outing of the Flash? And guys in the chat, we'll keep it spoiler free, so don't necessarily go into details, guys, at the moment. Just say your overall thoughts, and then we will pick up some of the spoilers.
I absolutely loved it. I had an absolute blast watching this. I thought Ezra Miller was fantastic in it. Really amazing performance. Both the characters he plays. Keaton was awesome to see. Sasha Calle was a great Supergirl as well. There's issues with it. I know people say about the CG and some of the storylines just kind of like get cut and don't continue. But I think it's really fun. It's got a lot of heart to it, and yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed this movie.
Good stuff. I'm pleased you enjoyed it. I can't remember what score I gave it. Did I give it a 7 or an 8? I thought it was okay. Loved Keaton. I enjoyed the Batfleck parts. I thought he was really good in it. I wanted more of him, to be honest. I would like to see a Batman movie with just him in. I don't know if I could get over Ezra, although he did perform well in this. I thought the villains were dreadful. I thought they were totally nondescript. And I thought the special effects, I know lots of people, James, have said you can kind of move beyond the special effects. I couldn't. It just pulled us out too much for me.
That's completely fair. Yeah.
So overall, I thought it was okay, but I certainly don't think it got or it should have gotten the praise it seemed to get from some areas.
James Gunn came out, but it's kind of
Steven Spielberg. I'm thinking
Steven Spielberg, right? You know, yeah.
Tom Cruise rang Annie Machete.
I just kind of
15 minutes praised him for it. Yeah.
Efrain, what about yourself?
He's also a Scientologist, so I don't really trust his judgment massively.
I also gave it like a 7 out of 10. I enjoyed it. I thought, Michael Keaton, I couldn't wait for him to show up again, and he's still one of my top Batman. I don't like the way they portrayed Barry Allen in this movie, though. If you read him in the comics, he's nothing like that. So, not that I know of, he was just like a fumbling idiot almost, like awkward the whole time. That's not the Barry Allen that I know from comic books, which I didn't like. I'm not sure why they did it that way. I love Supergirl portrayal, also, so I thought it was a different take. Like I said, I gave it a 7 out of 10, so it was a good movie. I enjoyed it.
That's fair. I'm just noticing on that image there, is the Flash got a huge forehead? Or is it just me?
His head's leaning forward a bit, isn't it?
It just looks like he's got like a massive... Anyway, Ben, what did you think?
Look, this... it's...
Get it out.
Welcome back to YouTube, Attention Seeking Geek.
It's been a while. I'm sorry. I'm a bit rusty. but it's almost the anguish is stopping the words coming out, because honestly, this film angered me in the sense that it's an insult, right? How far we've come in terms of kind of like superhero storytelling, movie making in general, how far we've come. We've seen time after time kind of proof and evidence of what, kind of high level, comic book movies can look like and can be. And this just almost like click the rewind button, ironically click the rewind button on superhero films and took us way back to like, I don't know, fucking Ang Lee Hulk. Like I was watching scenes in this thinking, oh man, I want to watch the Ang Lee Hulk again, because that's what it reminded me of. I think Ezra's version of Barry, and I don't have an emotional connection to the character of Barry Allen, so I'm kind of okay with the way that Ezra plays the character, but at the same time I am cautious that that's quite an irritating character. This film introduces a more annoying version of an already annoying character and expects us to kind of be on board for 2 hours of that. Plot wise, it really suffered, I think, from not having a big bad, a threat, a villainous, a kind of clear cut villain. And I think even at the end, I'm going to try and avoid spoilers, but a lot of people are overlooking the CGI. I don't think it deserves to be overlooked. I think it deserves to be called out. This film deserves to suffer because it's not good enough. And like Andy Machete coming out and saying, "Oh, it was meant to be like that." It was not meant to be shit. It was. And if you're gonna take the visual idea of this kind of dome time thing and have it like stylized or whatever, then lean into that. Make them paintings or like pencil drawings or something like make it look intentionally abstract rather than just shit and just like some kind of like and ultimately what that then did is it completely removes you from the emotion of what you're seeing. I should feel emotion seeing flashbacks of Justice League films, seeing certain cameos, but I felt nothing. I felt completely flat. There's something that I want to laugh about in the spoiler bit, but I think like even having Keaton back as Batman, it felt far too kind of clinical and almost like clean. It was weird, like, because I think those Tim Burton films have such a grit and like kind of natural feel to them. It felt almost like too I don't know, too studio-like, and seeing him jump around and do flips. And I know they made jokes about it and stuff, but it just didn't feel, even though it was Keaton Batman there, it didn't feel like Keaton Batman. Supergirl could honestly have been any character and it wouldn't have made a difference. It just felt a lot of the cameos and I think ultimately Batman and Supergirl, I think in general as well, like it all felt very gratuitous and unimportant. And ultimately the fucker learned nothing from the whole film because he does something at the end that proves that he didn't even learn his bloody lesson anyway. Just not a just not for in my opinion, not a good film at all. But
was that right?
The reason it angers me is because of how much money that this if this was a low budget film, then fine, but it's not. It's a multi-million pound film. It's characters that have such a rich legacy and so much kind of great source material to kind of pick from, both visually and kind of in word, and this whole piece felt like an insult to cinema and comics.
Even if it was
Nice.
even if it was the best movie ever, it doesn't matter. They're starting all over again. I mean, you know, they're rebooting everything.
But even that they didn't even fucking get right because it's not clear. The reset
That's a very good point. I think
wasn't
It's
even
really
a clear
interesting.
reset.
There was an article I spotted today. Can't remember where it was from, but I'm sure they quoted $1 billion. They said that Warner Bros. Had spent $1 billion in promotion and all the rest of it on this movie alone or on it. But people aren't getting behind it because they know ultimately it means nothing. There's no follow-on to this. They've nailed the coffin shut. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Out of the last 3 DC movies, because we went to see Black Adam together, which you hated, and you didn't like Shazam 2, where would you rank this among those 2?
Okay, I think I'd rank it above Black Adam.
Okay.
But I think I'd rank Shazam above this.
Okay, that's fair. Right.
Go out of 10, Ben?
4.
Welcome back, attention seeking geek.
Hello, you.
That's the content we want.
Just
gonna quickly jump into the chat.
James needed juxtaposing, you know, like.
Did you like anything about it?
Credits.
It was. Did you find it funny? There was some good jokes in it, I thought.
I did smirk a couple of times. Like I loved the self kind of deprecation about the running and.
Did you smirk or did you chortle? Was it like a, or was it just a?
It was like a. No, Keaton. Look, you know, Keaton is still a joy to witness in that role. So whilst, as I said, it didn't feel like the same Keaton, you know, it didn't feel the same. So it wasn't quite right. Like it was still, you know.
Did you like Batfleck?
No.
Did you not? No, I quite enjoyed that bit.
I loved when they had the ending when they showed. You know, all the sorry if anybody hasn't seen the movie, but all the Supermen, George Reeves from the 1950s.
Spoiler section.
Spoiler warning.
I've never seen it by now, man. Whatever.
Yeah.
He's gone.
So yeah,
back to my channel if I'm pissing you off. I don't care. I love Christopher Reeves. I mean, I love Nicolas Cage. I go, that's awesome that they show that. You know, I really enjoyed that.
But Efrain, was it not? So for me, it was exactly as Ben described. I'm a huge, as I know you are, Christopher Reeve Superman fan and Helen Slater. You know, when I saw them, I should have been ecstatic. You know, even for the fleeting bit you got. But all I could look at was the faces and think, what the hell have they done to those characters? Even again, spoilers, guys. Nick Cage. I should have loved that scene, but I was so distracted by how plastic it looked.
Because you knew it wasn't Nick Cage, so you don't feel anything because you're just like,
oh. It was because he came in and filmed, but they wanted consistency.
Why the fuck did they make him look like a bloody?
Because they wanted all of it to look. That's what he means by it's a creative decision. Like it's not. It should have looked better, but they made everything look consistent. Like
I think.
All looks the same.
Yeah, I think for me, Ben's right.
I think better than another.
I think for me, Ben's right. If they were going to do that as a creative thing, they should have made it more obvious to the viewer.
Yeah, like
because for me, it just for me it looked like shit CGI. They could have done something to make it look different, you know.
And as I came out, I said to my mate, I said, I just hope to God that when we get Secret Wars, so when we get Secret Wars, if you can't get Hugh Jackman, Halle Berry, you know, Chris Evans as Human Torch, whatever it may be, then don't put them in. I'd rather have nothing than have a CGI or whatever the hell version this was.
Also, I think like in Secret Wars, those characters will physically be there rather than poking through a window into a world like this movie is, you know?
We'll see.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm just going to quickly jump into the chat and then we'll move on from the Flash. Sorry, before we do that, any other spoilers that people want to mention? George Clooney at the end. What did you think of that?
But just so unclear, like it was so unclear at that point which universe was that. Had he gone back to his normal? And then it made it more unclear the following post-credit scene with Aquaman, where he's kind of like talking to him about people having different faces. So I'm like, so were you in a different universe for George Clooney and then you've come back into the normal universe, or is Aquaman in that universe? Like it was, the whole thing is still a mess.
The Aquaman bit was purely to say, look, guys, my movie's still relevant. Please go and see it. Do you know what I mean?
Also to show that he's still Aquaman as well, isn't it? Like, yeah. Like it's
Efrain, you didn't see that the first time you saw it, did you? That was
what did you? And I was like, what is this? What is this scene for? Just showing a drunk guy fall flat on his face. I hated that. You know,
Yeah.
It felt out of character for Aquaman from when
Exactly.
we last saw him as well.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
if it was Aquaman from Justice League, fine, but Aquaman's gone beyond that point. You know, at least tidy his game up a little bit, so it just didn't feel true to the character either. But funniest fucking villain death scene I think I've ever seen. Like, villain climax, I'm gonna kill you, oh shit, use me. Dead. Hilarious. Like, all that build up literally for him to kill himself, even though he knew it was him, and then go, oh, dust. Hilarious.
Yeah, I didn't.
Hilarious.
And
rubbish.
Going to quickly jump onto the chat, guys, just to see who's seen it. The Bat bits were the only good bits. Yeah, I did enjoy the Batman bits, Ian, I have to admit. I enjoyed it. I was actually quite surprised, apart from the CGI. It was decent. Please, you enjoyed it, mate. Ezra's Flash is socially inept. Yeah, I go back to what Efrain said before. I'm a big Flash fan. But, I mean, you guys will remember back when we were talking about Justice League. This is not a version of the Flash I recognise from any other version I've read. So this is the Snyderverse version of Flash, I guess. Because Efrain's right. This is not any kind of Barry Allen or Wally West I've ever seen. Pat Bear, haven't seen it myself yet. Good friend of mine hated it though. He's calling it the turd. Secret Invasion. We're going to touch on Secret Invasion in a bit, Ian, because I think we've all. Efrain, have you seen Secret Invasion yet?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Good stuff. Yeah. What a great first episode. I'm assuming you're referring to Secret Invasion, GP. Remind you of pages out of a comic book. The Flash or Secret Invasion. I'm not sure. We've got Bill. Thanks very much for joining, Bill. Always nice to see you, mate. Hope you're well. This is what Ang Lee Hulk was like. I didn't like the Ang Lee Hulk at all. Let's see who else we've got. Ian saying She-Hulk level CGI. Yeah. And that was bad. Dead Man, sounds like I'm glad I didn't go to see it and won't be picking up the DVD like the last few movies recently. If it's on TV, it's worth a watch, I think, just to see what people are talking about.
You might love it. A lot of people do love it.
A lot of people are loving it.
Give it a chance. Yeah.
On Rotten Tomatoes at the moment, I checked yesterday or the day before, it's got an audience score of 86, I think it is, which is a respectable score, I guess. Critical score, I think, is 66.
I find that baffling, though. I really do.
I don't rate Rotten Tomatoes because
I get that, like, Justice League, like Joss Whedon and Snyder's Justice League would be divisive. I get how someone can like that and not like that. And I know it's like the polite thing to say, I'm happy you liked it.
Yeah.
But I'm not. I'm confused that you like it, James.
That's a really good question.
That's
a really good question from MJ Comics. Love of Thunder or this?
Love and Thunder.
For me, Flash. I'd watch the Flash again rather than Love and Thunder. Any day of the week. Ben and Smirk, shocker. Yeah. Adam West Batman, brilliant. Yeah, it was very, very cool to see them again. We got Andrew. Thanks for joining, bud. Nice to see you. I get why people loved it, but this film really needed way more work done on it. I think that might be the problem. I think there was so much work done on it, it became a bit of a mess. I mean, it's how long
delayed? Did they not film it like before COVID?
Yeah.
Is it that long? It's been getting pushed back. Yeah.
The thing is, it's such a Hollywood thing with the cameos at the end to like just throw as much shit at the wall and hope that it sticks for someone. Where like you could have stripped that whole thing back if you just had Matey Boy from CW bowl up at the end. I think that would have had more
and I think
for people.
But you know what, Ben? That's a great point because I think there's such a narrative around Ezra I absolutely expected them to get rid of him at the end in some way, and I thought that that's what they might do in terms of bringing the Grant Gustin, I think he's called, from the
Yes.
Flash TV show. That would have pleased. You know what? I would have left happy, but instead I get the director saying, "Oh, you know, we're going to stick with Ezra, and if there's a Flash 2, we'd like to use it." Yeah. Anyway, moving on, guys. Fuzzy sent us this, which are quite late. This is domestic box office openings for the latest DC movies. It makes for interesting reading. I guess. Why are you furious? Suicide Squad.
Look where my favorite film is of all time. Unbelievable.
Yeah, but it was not HBO Max day and day thing. So
It was a streaming.
Yeah, you can't really count that. Like, it was COVID time as well. Cinemas were only opening.
But some of those
the first Suicide Squad made more than Man of Steel.
I guess you've got to remember it had Margot Robbie in it, didn't it? And she was big when Will Smith was in it before pre-slap. So, you know, big
Joker,
money.
we're hyped to see another version of Joker.
The irony is, a slap is nothing compared to the shit that Ezra's been accused of, and yet Hollywood's like, will you sit in the corner for 2 years, Ezra? Come to the premiere. Let's take a photo.
Funny looking at this though, it just went downhill once Snyder left. Like, once they it seemed to have fallen apart at that point. Like, you could argue critically, you know, I know, Ben, you love the Suicide Squad, and I love Birds of Prey, but like, box office wise, they just fell off.
That's a great point. I do find it interesting when you look at Aquaman. That made, you know, 67 million for, at the time, a relatively unknown actor, I guess you would argue, and not a massively popular character.
Was it word of mouth?
Yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed that movie. I have to say, I enjoyed Aquaman. I thought it was good. Unless everybody was flocking to see Amber Heard in it, because you know how popular
also,
she is.
people are thinking that I'm a DC hater. Love Wonder Woman.
Yeah,
I liked Aquaman. I like Shazam. I love Birds of Prey. I love the Suicide Squad. I love, the Snyder Cut. So, you know, there's stuff to love there.
I think people are comparing it to Marvel, and there's no comparison right now. You know, they look at Marvel, how much they've done. Even Dave slept though recently. You know, DC, they just have an uphill climb. You know, I'm not sure.
I think they should have just gone, right, you know what? We're never going to catch up. So let's do every single film is its own universe. It's a black label, you know, separate thing. Everything has its own individual style, different actors, you know, like,
Actually, that's a good point, Ben. The Batman's not on there, is it?
Exactly.
And you know, I think Marvel have done such a good job with the connected universe that everybody thinks now every movie's got to be a connected universe. Actually, a standalone film is often just as good, if not better, than some of the wider pieces, you know? Interesting stuff. Okay, so we've talked about Flash there, guys, and I think there's no denying the Flash, much like Batman, has got a really interesting rogues gallery. And this is what we're going to use tonight for giveaways. So we're going to do 4 giveaways, 4 packs of comics that I'm going to send out to people. And what I'm going to do is, during the show, we're going to flash up an image of a Flash villain. And it's the first person, James, you're in charge of the comments, first person in the comment to write the name of the character, right? But, guys, you can help them out. So if you know the character, as soon as they come up, by all means, shout out and help the guys out. So we'll test you on a couple to see how good your Flash knowledge is. I've picked some obscure ones to start with. I don't know if any of you will recognize any of these guys. Anybody know who he is?
Mirror Master. Is that one?
Mirror
Master? Is that one?
No, it is, but no, that's not.
Okay.
Just quickly jump. Sorry, just quickly jump. Sharp, thank you very much for joining, bud. We've literally just shown. Just want to quickly jump to it. There we go. A very kind image that you put up for, bud. So just a massive thank you to you for doing those. They're absolutely superb. Really cool. Appreciate them, bud. Really appreciate them. I can't believe nobody knows who this is.
Well, I can't highlight the correct answer because I don't know who it is. But
well, because this isn't part of a competition yet. This is just to test you guys out. All right. So like I said,
Rainbow Raider.
Rainbow Raider. Rainbow Raider.
No Raider. Wow.
Yeah. Interesting stuff. You must know who this is. Jesus Christ. Have you read a
Zatanna.
Flash comic? Who
No.
did you say?
Flashpoint.
Zatanna.
Zatanna. This is Abracadabra. You know that one. Yeah, you know that one.
Bit harsh.
Yeah. You know that one?
I've,
Dr.
I,
Alchemy?
I don't remember their names, man. God.
Apostrophe.
Dr. Alchemy.
I was about to say alchemy. I was taking a stab with the
Thank
A
you,
on
Richard.
his head.
So when we're doing them, it will be easier. Howie, you must know who that one is. Have you guys read a comic? It's a
Not
weather
Flash
wizard.
ones.
Not Flash ones. So, and of course,
I'm a
you must know
Quicksilver
who
fan,
he is.
mate.
Yeah, the trickster.
I ain't gonna know.
Mark Hamill.
Mark
The
Hamill
trickster, isn't
played the trickster. Yeah, playing the trickster.
Trickster.
In the original John Wesley ship Flash. That was an amazing series for back in the day. You know, the costume was very, very cool.
Yeah,
for,
they
for
kind of
back then.
took a leap from Batman '89. It was sort of designed
Yeah.
to look like it's part of that
Yeah.
world, and the costume
Yeah.
was great. And yeah, it was the most expensive show ever made at the
Yeah.
time, I think, per
Yeah.
episode.
And it was very cool. And it's lovely that they did a bit of a kind of a jump back to him in the CW Flash show. I
Yeah.
loved seeing him. And then finally, obviously, he becomes not Alan Scott. What you call him? Jay Garrick.
Yeah.
And he has the old Flash metal helmet and all that kind of jazz, which is very cool. So yeah, so we'll be showing some images of Flash villains, and hopefully you'll be able to get them as the night goes on. Across the Spider-Verse. Again, Ben, we've not heard your views on this, although I suspect I know what they will be. I'll start off. I really enjoyed this. I thought it was good fun. I don't think it was perfect. I enjoyed the first movie more than I enjoyed this movie. And I think for me, I'll need to go back and rewatch this, and probably at home where I can kind of keep stopping it and pausing it and stuff like that. Because at times I had visual overload. I felt like there was too much going on for my little brain to absorb. Overall, though, I thought it was good, and I gave it an 8 out of 10 for me. Whereas I think Into the Spider-Verse, I gave it 9.5 or something. James, how about yourself?
Yeah, loved it. I think, like you, I think the first one just edges it out for me. For the story, I think, and how surprising that was. But yeah, I absolutely loved every second of this. I think visually, it is one of the most stunning movies I've ever seen. A lot of good twists and turns. The cameos really I loved, and all the little nods, and it was just nice to be back in this world again. And the villain, I think, the Spot was incredible, like hilarious at the beginning, and then takes a really dark turn later on, and yeah, it was fantastic, and a good twist ending on it as well. So yeah, 9.5 for me. First one's a 10, but this is 9.5.
Wow.
So not disappointment in any by any means. Anyway.
Yeah. Very good. Very good. Efrain, how about yourself?
I love this movie. I think it was not way better, but a lot better than the first one. I just really enjoyed it. The first one was I guess I just wasn't ready for it, just confusing to me. Just all the artwork and the flashing and stuff. It just looked weird to me. But this one, it just, I was more ready for it. And I don't know, I just like this one a lot more, And I know I talked about this on my show, that they made like another short movie about this movie here. It has to do with him like being traumatized and he's having nightmares. And I don't know if it's come out yet. It's only a short film. Yeah, it just came out recently. It was.
I haven't heard of that one, Efrain.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I'll have to watch out for that. Thanks for joining, Sean. Nice to see you, bud. Ben, what did you think of Across the Spider-Verse?
You said it wasn't perfect, right? It was perfect. Perfect in every way. No, like I'm obsessed with this film. And I was about the first one anyway, and that kind of lasted up until this point anyway, and it's just kind of now been reset to be obsessed about this film a little bit more. I think this film I did enjoy more because I think we get a lot more visually. The first one obviously was so brave and bold in its kind of choices, and here it just does that and then does it 5, 6, 7 times over. Like it's almost like watching this film, like my brain and my eyes couldn't kind of calculate what I was actually witnessing. Like and that is such an incredible, honestly, and as corny as it sounds, like this is like art. This is like fine fucking art. This is when you look at like the best art in a gallery, it like expands your mind, and like this does exactly that. And it even is just like the narrative of it, like the way it was written, like the way the characters talk and interact, that's how people talk and interact. Compare it to Flash, where it's just like that's not how people talk to each other. Like, whereas this feels completely kind of authentic, and the kind of the real gradual kind of evolution and coming of age kind of story of both Gwen and Miles. That's enough. But even those side characters, Peter B. Parker, Miguel, like everyone is having these amazing kind of character arcs going on, and it's just like I was saying about Guardians, how much of a incredible feat that was to balance all of those character journeys. This does potentially even more, because you've got even more kind of spiders and characters that we now know, and we know their journey, and we're invested. Hobie Brown is one of the like coolest characters I think to ever be in cinema, and I want everything Spider-Punk from this point moving forward. I just adore it. I just adore it. And
score out of 10 for this one, Ben?
9.9.
Oh, it's perfect.
Fucking take a 10.
Commit, man, commit. Jesus. So you liked it a little bit more than Flash? Just a touch. Yeah, just a touch.
Real quick, Peter, I found that film. It's called The Spider Within. It's a Spider-Verse story. It's a short film with horror elements produced by Sony with a runtime of under 7 minutes. Since the film already premiered this week and focuses on the anxiety that Miles, still voiced by Moore, feels trying to balance the many responsibilities in his life.
How is this the first time I've heard of this? Yeah. I never even heard of it.
Yeah. I don't know. I just found it on online, and they were talking about it. So I've been looking for it, and I haven't seen it. So this is already premiered.
Sony have not shared how or when they intend to release the short film to a wider audience. So it's just playing at
selective
right, okay.
Maybe
I was getting angry at myself then, because I was like, how the fuck have I missed this? But
I've never. That's crazy. Like I just can't believe that. Yeah, that's a nice surprise in there.
That's great. Thank you for that, Efrain. I'll watch out for that this weekend, see if I can find it anyway. Excited for the next one, I have to say. And I was watching the Killer Comic Show yesterday, and no, it wasn't Andy, it was Charlie was saying that, Peter didn't like this movie. I did like the movie, I just didn't. And I think it's probably because it just overwhelmed, but like you were saying before, Ben, about so much happening and stuff like that, that probably overwhelmed me a bit too much on first viewing. I probably need to watch it again in the comfort of my own home without bloody kids jumping all over and stuff like that.
You also just have to appreciate the craftsmanship of it. Like, certain things were taken. There's been kind of some stories coming out lately about crunch for the animators and issues that this film had in development, which is kind of a shame. 100 staff members left or something like that. 7 days, 11 hours a day, 7 days a week, and so it's good that
even Hobie, just as one character, has multiple different frame rates and animation styles within one character. So different people were working on like an arm, a leg, like mind-boggling.
Yeah. Good stuff. Looking forward to the next one. How long have we got to wait for the next one? Is it next year?
A year, but the reason that
2025 all day long.
The reason the crunch came out, as someone said, like, there's not a hope in hell it's coming out in March because they're only like just kind of starting it now.
Okay.
So
interesting. Ooh, okay. Secret Invasion. Again, we'll keep away from spoilers, guys. Just kind of give overall thoughts on this. I'll start off with this one. Went into this not particularly with high hopes, I have to say. I don't know why. I just wasn't expecting much, but I really, really enjoyed this. It wasn't perfect, but I really thought it was a solid first episode. I loved the Skrulls. I loved seeing some of the old. Was it Talos, the main guy? Is that? Yeah, I loved seeing Talos. Nick Fury was great. The character I was expecting to not like, who's the British intelligence officer who plays Union Jack in the comics. What's she called again? Can't remember the actress's name. But I thought
Olivia Colman.
Olivia Colman. Yeah, I thought she was great. I really liked that kind of tough, kind of, intelligence officer vibe. Again, not going to spoil it, but wasn't expecting the end of it. That threw us a little bit. Not a massive connection to the character involved, but yeah. Calling it now, the president's a Skrull. But for me, it was a solid episode. I would give it an 8 out of 10. Enjoyed it. James, how about yourself?
Yeah, I love this episode. I love the kind of thriller, the Winter Soldier style tone. Anytime a Marvel thing takes that on, I'm enjoying it. I think there's problems with it. Like the dialogue felt a little bit ropey to me sometimes.
Yeah,
like
it
that
did.
conversation with Olivia Colman, I felt like every word out of Sam Jackson's mouth was just sort of a too cliched, and a lot of his kind of the way he speaks doesn't feel like it's very consistent with previous, appearances of the character.
Yeah.
And I think there's been some course correction here. Like the last time we left Nick Fury was at the end of Far From Home, and he's on the spaceship and he's like having a good time. And this feels like they've kind of pivoted from what they were going to do there.
It's interesting you're saying that.
You know?
Interesting you're saying that, James. And again, I might be absolutely wrong, but I felt like they spent so much time telling me about how he's kind of old and tired and struggling to stand up and use a walking stick. I kind of felt that that's all just bollocks, and that in a future episode he's gonna, exactly. That's what I thought.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think this is. I'm very excited to see where this is going, and I'm calling it Rhodey's a Skrull.
Rhodey, okay. Yeah. Score out of 10.
An 8 as well. I go.
Yeah, good stuff. Efrain, how about yourself, sir?
I think they portrayed Nick Fury because they kept on going back to the snap. That he's not the same since the snap. And I think he didn't want to come back down to Earth because he was in space. And you could tell he's tentative. He's not the Nick Fury that we know. But I think it's going to build little by little that he is going to revert back to the Nick Fury, kick ass, take no prisoners, so to speak. That's what I'm hoping for. We talked about it previously too, because the Secret Wars that we know involved a lot of superheroes. I mean, Secret Invasion, excuse me. All the superheroes in Secret Invasion, but I don't think there's going to be any, if at all, so I'm curious to see how they do that, how they get around that. So I have high hopes. I did like the first episode. I also give it an 8 out of 10.
Good stuff. And it's interesting that point, Efrain, because I can't remember who it was I was talking to. It might have been Ben. I can't remember. I'm quite happy to not have superheroes in this. I don't necessarily want War Machine and stuff. I'm liking the kind of the 24. Do you remember the old Kiefer Sutherland 24 series? Sure. I'm liking the spy kind of narrative to it. I don't think I need costumes in it. How about you, Ben? What did you think?
Yeah, I think I disagree with that in the sense that I love the espionage Winter Soldier type thing, but Winter Soldier got superhero stuff towards the end of the film. And I do feel like with Marvel projects, like if this went by just completely like linear, without any Marvel, peppered in, then I probably will be a little bit miffed. So, but I'm open to literally waiting 5 episodes until we get that. It does feel like a slow burn, and I think you have to kind of set your expectations to that. Like I was telling you, Peter, that it was like Andor. Like as long as you know in your head, right, this is probably going to climax in episode 3 or whatever, and not have the expectations that every episode will have a kind of climax moment. Although this did, in the first episode. Completely agree with you that the conversations sometimes felt a bit stilted, and it was like flirting with dragging in places. I don't think I'd come out and say that it dragged. I'm getting feedback. Is that me? Or?
Yeah, it's a little bit of feedback. I'm not sure who it is.
It's Efrain.
James, mute yourself a second.
I muted Efrain. It's Efrain.
It just it came very close to that, but I don't think it quite got there. I think there was still enough to kind of keep you interested. So I think 8's quite a high score in the scheme of things, and I don't think I've come out of this like oh my god, so I'm gonna go with a conservative 7. I think
fair.
It was fine, it was fine. It was watchable. But if I were to compare this with first episodes of Loki, WandaVision, those really came in with something different and a flavor, and I do just worry that this will just kind of float along and we
Yeah.
won't remember it in 2 years.
How many episodes is it? Does anyone know?
6.
Only 6, yeah.
All right. Okay. So you'd hope it's going to be. I mean, with
But it was
6
a good
episodes,
hour
it has to
episode,
be.
wasn't it? So
Yeah, it has to be quite quick paced, I guess, for 6 episodes. Jumping into the chat, guys. And Padway, I'm hoping it's Winter Soldier style about it. Yeah. No Spider-Woman shot. Yeah. Oh, he's repeated it.
Just repeat.
Okay. So yeah, interesting first episode. I hope it maintains. I think Marvel Disney Plus needs a bit of a win, to be honest. So yeah, I'm hoping this.
they will have to
maintains
have a
its-
newsmaker in this at some
Yeah.
point. Something that will catch with the general news, on the internet and go viral and stuff like that. So whether it be the 4th, 5th episode, something's going to happen that will be like a moment.
Wow moment. Because this, I presume, is going to lead directly into the Marvels. I think they've come out and said that you need to have watched this to understand the Marvels.
Oh, really?
I'm sure I read that somewhere. Yeah. We'll see. Hopefully, it maintains its standards. Connie is just saying there. I hope everything has a Winter Soldier style about it. Peak MCU. Yeah, one of my
100%.
favorite movies. I did want to touch on this. So this, and again, just briefly, this is the opening credits. Lots of controversy about this because Marvel have opted to use AI artwork for the opening, which is an interesting decision. I'm not quite. I mean, knowing the heat around AI artwork from a lot of its own artists as well, it just feels like a very strange, almost insensitive move for them to make. Odd. Anybody got any thoughts on this?
It's funny because when this opening title started, I was like, I'm digging this. This looks real abstract and weird, and I like the music as well. But the visuals I thought grasped me quite a lot. So I was surprised to find out, as an AI, and I think morally, don't do that. Pay people, hire people to do that kind of work. So morally I'm against it, but I actually think it turned out pretty well. I know not everyone feels that way, but it goes on a bit too long though. It's 2.5 minutes or something. But aside from that, I think it's
Daredevil credits. Do you remember Daredevil credits?
They went on
forever.
for days, didn't they? The days with the wax slowly dripping over every bit of his body. Jesus. Okay, Efrain, you bothered about this? Did this irk you at all?
Guys, I'm gonna seem old. I don't even know what the hell AI is exactly.
Brilliant.
Is it just a computer? Is it just some computer that's doing this? Right?
Yeah,
it's
literally.
Arnold Schwarzenegger. He's sat at Skynet pumping the shit.
Sorry, I just I read
No,
about
no.
it.
So AI artwork, Efrain, it's a kind of a hot potato. It's basically you've got a computer program and you push in all your narratives. So you put in Samuel L. Jackson, green background, alien race, blah blah blah, and it generates your images for you. So the argument is, you should be paying artists to do that, not a computer program to do it for you.
Yeah.
So a lot of industry artists have come out and said they're very against it because it could affect their livelihood. So, like I say, it's a strange decision for Marvel to make.
Yeah, I'd rather see a regular artist do his work, but that's just my opinion, and now I kind of had an idea what AI is, and just to talk about my other show really quick, Paul McCartney, they're going to do another Beatles song, and they're going to add John Lennon as AI, to finish it. I was like, okay, that's weird.
I think the original Beatles were AI anyway, weren't they?
There actually is there's a Nirvana song you can hear, an AI created it, and it sounds like a real Nirvana song. It's out in the sun or something. It's like, this is kind of cool, but it's sort of freaky, isn't it?
I mean, JP's got a good point there, saying he doesn't watch a show for talking credits, so couldn't care less.
Brilliant.
Fair enough. What about you, Ben? Does this bother you?
I think Marvel knew what they were doing with this decision. I think creatively, the idea to have this haunting kind of abstract, you're not really sure what you're looking at, sequence that's derived from a force that we do not fully understand yet. That's the point, I think, potentially, and the link then obviously to Skrulls that are kind of taking our faces without our permission, so to speak. So I think there's a kind of creative intent there. So I don't think they'll go back on it. You know, when you watch this, as I said, it is abstract, and every AI image that you see, it doesn't look like a real thing. And if you look closely, you'll see like 2 arms or whatever on the face, and you know, so it's like I get that artists are worried, but I also think that potentially we can live in a world where it's utilized and art is still utilized as well. You know, I guess the main legal thing is obviously the implication of potentially using something that's not yours, and that will be interesting to see how, you know, whether Marvel have covered themselves with this choice. But no, it doesn't bother me, but then I'm also not an artist. So.
Yeah, interesting stuff. Okay, there's our first Flash.
My favorite. Now that's the one Flash character that I do know.
Me too.
Bloody love him.
So in the comments, if you know which Flash villain that is, please stick his name down, and then you could win yourself a pack of comics. So this is open to subscribers. Anybody know it? Gentlemen, if you know it, feel free to shout out. Oh, there we go.
There we go.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, guys, that this is the first person on our screens, which might not be the same as on yours. So we've had a few people giving out about that before, but I believe... Oh, yeah, see, it's just changed there. Deadman is in with Boomerang.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Deadman, if you drop us a line, drop us a message, I'll send you some comics. Remember, guys, you can only win once, so we'll mark Deadman down and then somebody else will win the next time. Brilliant. Thank you very much. Well done, everybody. Oh, dearie. Efrain, we'll start with you. Did you love this trailer?
I didn't even see it yet, so I can go on to somebody else.
James.
I think the action...
I love watching James try and defend the worst things. And when you know something's really bad, if even James can't defend it.
I like to see the good in things, man. I think the action actually does look quite solid. Like, it looks like there's some cool action sequences in this, and that might be a highlight of it. The rest of it's fucking nonsense. Like, he had lion blood drop into a wound. Like, I presume just a fucking normal lion, like not like some kind of magical lion or something, and he gets powers and he doesn't have the Russian accent, and it's just the usual Sony wank. This is so
okay. So
God,
strong views on it. Ben, you watched the trailer, and I know it's got one of your favorite characters in it. What did you think?
Oh no, my favorite character is not in this film.
So there's a representation.
Craven is also not in this film. You know, I was speaking earlier about the legacy of these incredible characters and the rich history and of storytelling and mythology and everything that surrounds it, and then they go and make films and, you know, use the name and use fuck all else, you know, to do with that character, and it's just it's just insulting. But even if you were going to kind of take liberties and say, oh, it's his son and blah blah blah, like as James says, I'm pretty sure, I'm no scientist, but I'm pretty sure if a lion bleeds into your blood, you'll probably get some kind of a disease and not superpowers. And I know, you know, we're comic book nerds and gamma radiation and all that, but I mean, at least try, you know. I mean, wait, wasn't that pretty much how the Morbius thing worked in that film?
With bats. Yeah.
So Sony are going for some kind of saga where animals just bleed into you and you get their powers, which is nice. So I'm going to cut open a swan tomorrow to gain some swan powers.
Yeah, I mean, I thought the trailer was... I didn't realize Russell Crowe was in it. I do like a bit of Russell Crowe. I thought the action looked interesting. I thought the origin looked bullshit. The reveal at the end of the Rhino just looked awful. Yeah, I have to say it did nothing for us.
How do you think that's going to look like properly? Like when you see it fully on screen, it's probably going to look.
I think he's going to look like a full rhino. I think we'll maybe get a mouth, but I think the eyes and everything will be like.
I think it'll be a rhino and stand on two legs. I think we'll go full on rhino. Yeah. Oh yeah. Exactly. Yeah. I think Ben's right. I think this universe, animal powers are easily transferred, and I think that's what this guy will be. He'll have been, I don't know, bitten by
everyone would be walking around. It'd be like Zootropolis. Everyone would have a power.
Efrain, you need to go and watch the trailer, mate, and let me know what you think, because it's an interesting one. It does look like it's got some interesting action in it. Just gonna quickly jump into the chat.
Like CGI blood just everywhere. Just like I hate CGI blood.
Yeah, not the best. Connie's saying the movie looks crap, but ATJ is so hot I don't even care.
True.
I mean,
in that vest, fuck me. The final vest thing.
Beastmaster remake. Yeah, love Beastmaster. When they said he uses a connection to beasts or animals, it made me think of Beastmaster. Yeah, mate. Didn't like the trailer, to be honest. That's She-Hulk's origin. Yeah, it's very true. Well, the blood transfusion, wasn't it? Gamma radiation transfusion.
And also, like, gamma is like a mythical, like, fictional thing, right?
It's the line from Narnia. That'll explain the powers, I guess. Aslan. Yeah, didn't think of that. Yeah. Sean liked the.
Does anyone like those films, by the way, Lion Witch and the Wardrobe?
I do. I love Lion Witch and the Wardrobe.
Love them,
I honestly have never hated children more in my life than those three children.
That's why I love Turkish Delight. I'd never heard of it until I saw that movie, and then I got Turkish Delight, and now I love Turkish Delight.
I mean, yeah, okay.
Explains a lot.
Cadbury's. Yeah, it does.
I was hoping Chris was going to redo the Greek accent from Love and Thunder because it's better than his Russian one. Yeah, that would have been.
He just wants to offend Greek people, Russian people, like that.
All of them.
Working his way around the globe.
Ben, you wanted to mention this. I haven't caught up on any yet, so no spoilers, please.
Yeah, no, I'll avoid spoilers, absolutely. But just masterful stuff. Like, like for me, it's so amazing that Charlie Brooker kind of creates almost like cinematic level. Like each episode, like could 100% be a film. Like a lot of them are like an hour long, so you'd only need an extra kind of half an hour or so, and it would be a film. Just like absolutely unbelievable to me that he can kind of compose these different kind of pieces that all have their own genre, all kind of tonally like so different, but like the I mean, there's one where it's like it's like I'm trying not to give spoilers, but like just the way he wrote, the way that the individuals speak just felt so kind of it just and it almost feels like a series of Rick and Morty in terms of sci-fi, like just the best kind of sci-fi writing sometimes as well. Sometimes it can be silly, sometimes it could be scary, sometimes it can be funny. I just think Black Mirror is just one of the best kind of things out there, anthology things out there anyway.
Yeah. I'm excited to get into it. I've loved the last few seasons. Efrain, is this something you've ever watched, Black Mirror?
Heard of Black Mirror, but no, I've never seen it. No.
Very cool. Very cool. If you like Ice Cream Man, that kind of comic book vibe to it. It's each episode's a very different take on something. There are some stunning episodes. You've caused chaos in the chat, James. Did you say that Turkish Delight was Cadbury's? It's fries.
But there is a Cadbury's Turkish Delight bar.
Nobody
eats my preferred. It's my preferred Turkish Delight bar.
I've never seen a Cadbury's Turkish Delight.
Well, it must be Ireland.
It's an Irish. It's
yeah. It's a bit chocolate. It's a bit the chocolate to Turkish ratio is a bit bigger. Like it's more half and half. I'm a fan.
Let us know in the chat if you've ever had a Cadbury's Turkish Delight.
I think Turkish Delight's not even supposed to have chocolate on it. It's just supposed to be
it's not. It's just a box of sugary gum.
Yeah, but fries has chocolate on it.
Yeah. Okay. Moving on.
So yeah, like old people, man.
I don't know
shit,
what
man.
old people taste like, Ben. How do you know what old people taste like? What have you been
Couple of
doing?
toes,
to
haven't
old
I, in the care home?
It's a dairy milk with Turkish delight in it. You monster.
Yeah,
Nah.
I didn't say otherwise, did I?
Okay, guys. Jesus.
Derailed.
Right. We've got a couple
I
of
have no idea
mystery
what you guys
packs.
are talking about, man. I'm just like, what are they talking
Yeah, see,
about?
Connie knows.
Efrain's still there going, what the fuck's AI?
Yeah.
I think Gabby's
Where
Turkish
am I?
delight. It's purple with pink. Yeah, thank you, Connie. Yes, there you go.
Guys, I've got 2 mystery packs. I want to open one tonight. So we've got Strange and Quirky,
Oh,
or we've got Signed Horror. Which one do you want to open?
strange and quirky.
Yeah, I agree. Strange and quirky.
Strange
I
and
like
Quirky.
this.
It's not a signed horror, but we'll go Strange and Quirky.
Okay, so this is a mystery pack I picked up off eBay. I think it was 20 quid for a pack of books. I've done a video on these before and they're very cool. I've got them face down so I can't see them, so we'll just hold them up. The last pack I got was pretty cool. You got, oh, hello, James. You got all kinds of stuff. So let's see what we've got. Star Brand. Anybody read Star Brand?
Never
Back
heard
in
of
the
it.
day.
Good start.
It's dog shit. That's what that is. Star Brand. I remember reading that. That was part of the new universe a few years ago, and it was cack. I wouldn't say it was strange and quirky. Oh, I do like that. Oh, that's a nice cover. So that's Fool Killer. I'm a psychiatrist here. Anybody read Fool Killer?
No.
Heard of it.
It's the Deadpool villain.
Yeah.
Was he originally? Yeah.
Yeah. I think so.
Not read his solo run.
Yeah.
Oh, these are
Interesting.
bad.
Let's cover.
Yeah. It's like describing us tonight. Okay. Dicks. 16. That is a little bit stranger and a bit quirky.
Yeah.
Garth Ennis.
I love dicks, so
I've heard that. I have heard that, Ben. Yeah. Okay, we'll read that one. Well, this is a big thick one. Hashtag danger. Panic on Dinosaur Mountain. I've never heard.
How
about
much
that.
did you pay for this pack?
Now you got these on eBay?
Yeah.
Why?
I'm regret-
20 quid all in now. Does it
regretting-
have to be extra for shipping?
No. I'm regretting my decision.
Yes.
Shirtless Bear Fighter. I've heard of that one. That's meant
I've
to be
heard of
good.
that too.
Yeah.
Issue
Like
3.
it's issue 3. Yeah,
Issue 3.
exactly. It's not even the first one. You may as well have gotten a Planet Grab bag, Peter. Like at this stage.
What the fuck's that?
New.
Oh, I can't even read that.
New Leopard. What does it say again?
Hold it up. Let's see.
New lieutenant.
New
New lieutenants.
lieutenants
Lieutenants.
of metal.
Metal.
New lieutenant of metal. Bad.
You're gonna start losing viewers, man.
Yes, they're dropping out.
Captain Carrot
Captain Carrot.
and his amazing zoo crew.
You can't beat a bit of Captain Carrot. Look at that.
To be fair, he's kind of like a cult DC kind of
Yeah,
jokey character, isn't he?
Yeah. I think that looks
Good
tremendous.
stuff. What issue? 5, 6? 6. It's actually 6.
It is 6. It is 6. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So we'll be giving them away tonight.
That's it.
You lucky lot.
Get us off big screen. There we are. Right, guys, moving on. Right, next giveaway for somebody to win that shit. I mean, some comics. Who's this? Tell me who this is in the comments. You must know who that character is, surely.
Must I?
You mentioned him
must not
before.
know.
Ah, yeah. Okay, now I know.
Oh.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
Astro
and
Boy.
Straight in, all at once, dropping.
Mirror Master.
Give it a few seconds.
Excuse me.
I believe first in
Jack,
Jack
good
Rollins,
stuff.
Mirror Master.
Good stuff.
That's
Excellent.
what I have to
Jack,
shout.
let us know where you want us to send this to, and we'll send some books to you. Drop us a message on Instagram, mate. I've already got your your
Wow.
address, I think, but send it anyway just in case I forget it. Okay, a little bit of news, ladies and gents. James, do you want to tell a little bit about this?
And what if I knew what it was?
I just assumed you would because it's all gamey
So this
type
this
shit,
is the
isn't
new.
it?
I don't follow. This is the new Mario RPG, is it? That got announced.
Yeah.
I know Nintendo
No,
had a.
it's not, James.
Okay.
Let me come
Go
in
on then.
and
Thank you.
cover the gaming section, okay?
Yes.
Because some people know their games. This is this is the new Super Mario Bros. 2D.
Right.
What do you
Side
call
scroller.
it?
Side
Scroller,
scroller.
side scroller format game. I'm. I don't have a console, but I'm really tempted to pick up a Switch and make this like, you know, my little girl's first sort of computer console, because it just looks like just perfectly in line with the original sort of Mario. You're getting new features like kind of quirky kind of 3D stuff, and I think you could play as Daisy and Peach and Luigi and Mario. You got Yoshi there, Toad, Elephant Mario is a new, you know, feature in one of the boxes. So yeah, I just think this just looks like a really fun play.
I have a look at the gameplay. There was a few like Mario Universe games. I think Peach.
Yeah,
got a
there was
game
an
announced.
RPG though that they
The
are.
RPG remake.
Yeah.
Peach got a game announced, I think.
Yeah, and a Mario Kart extension pack, I think. Or
yeah, and Luigi's Mansion 2 is getting a remake, I think, as well.
Right.
So yeah, good for if you're a Nintendo fan.
Yeah,
looks cool. Looks good. I don't know why I must have saved the picture with this Transformers official banner on it, which is irritating.
Witness Protection Act like over the front.
Yeah, with a cliff jumper. Yeah, I'm loving this series. So this is coming out in October, I think it is. This is the new Transformers series by Darren Warren Johnson, who's a stunning artist and writer. I'm loving this lineup. I think it looks really cool. I think Skybound have done a really cool kind of each day they've blacked out an image and then released it, and you know, with the rollout kind of title underneath it, which I think is superb. Really looking forward to this, and this is part of the Energon universe. Ben, this one got you excited?
Yeah, it really has. I'm a massive Daniel Warren Johnson fan, so anything he was going to be doing, I would have been excited for. But because it's Transformers, yes, I think this is going to be quite special, to be honest. Yeah. And I think Transformer comics sort of have lacked that hype, you know, because they haven't necessarily had the big writing or artist names attached. So this kind of feels for the first time that there's actually quite a big creator attached with it. So I'm looking forward to it.
I think it looks amazing. Efrain, are you a Transformers comic reader? Are you a fan of Transformers comics?
No, I haven't really read Transformers, but I know they're going to have a shared universe pretty soon. Transformers, G.I. Joe. There was an announcement made about that.
Spoilers.
Yeah, you're right, mate. I mean, so Skybound have picked up the license for Transformers and G.I. Joe, and they've announced that they're going to do the Transformers line, and I think it was Duke. It might have been Cobra Commander. I can't remember.
Yeah, I think so. I think you're right.
Yeah. But really looking forward to that. I think that's going to be spot on. This was interesting. There's been apparently talks about Supergirl's return. I doubt that very much. I can't imagine them doing that.
Do you not see her playing Supergirl in their film?
I would love it. I would love them to, but I think, is this universe not dead? I'm surprised.
Well, yeah, she'll just be a new universe. Same face, different universe.
Yeah. I quite enjoyed her in the movie, I have to say. I know we talked about it earlier. But...
she's getting praise for it, so I think she's popular as the character, so why not have her carry over?
So yeah, I could see it. I would enjoy it, I suppose, if it happened. Iron Man officially marrying Emma Frost. Where the shit's that coming from? I mean, I haven't read that is that been an ongoing romance in the comics?
No, they've had a couple of meetups in the comic books, but just discussing things, nothing actual hookups. Yeah. They were helping each other out against a certain foe. But then, I've seen this too. But if you think about it, they're both egotistical. Maybe a perfect match, so we'll see.
It just feels like another forced event to me. I don't know if it's going to be.
I think it's not like a romantic thing. I think they're doing it for show.
For unity.
It's like a political
thing. Screen Rant is
Yeah.
clickbaiting here, I think.
Yeah.
No,
Interesting.
but even Marvel are clickbaiting in terms of selling the issue, because I think the storyline will be that they've coordinated this wedding to show face, rather than it being a romantic thing. If that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, cack. I'll not be reading it. Oh, another freebie, another
I know
giveaway.
who this is.
I think I know too.
I know this character.
Bubbles.
All right.
Caesar.
Let's see.
Yeah. Looking forward to the next one of those coming out, mind.
I just like that trilogy so perfect. Like, I just didn't need another. Like, I would have been fine just to have left it there. The comic's quite good at the moment, by the way.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying the comic actually.
The same universe.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have a look at that.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, no, I've been enjoying that one as well, mate.
Andrew.
Okay,
Kai.
first in there, Kai.
Good
Gorilla
stuff.
Gods.
Fuzzy.
What does he say?
I like that name better.
Jack
Good
says
stuff.
these are too easy, Peter. He said,
Yeah.
you
Andrew
gave up
drop
the
us.
hard ones and you throw the easy ones. To
Yeah,
the-
I want to give comics away. You've seen some of the shit I've opened tonight. I need to get rid of it. Yeah. So Andrew,
Make
drop
sure
us a
you
message.
return addresses on it.
Yeah. Andrew, send us your address, bud, again through IG. Good stuff, guys. James, did you see this? Jason
I did.
Jensen
I did see
Nichols,
this.
sorry, comments on chances of being Batman.
Yeah,
Would you like
it's been-
that?
Look at his little face, of course.
Absolutely. He plays Batman in the animated, the new DC animated universe in the Long Halloween adaptations. I think he's a great voice for it. He made like a joke that like Pedro Pascal is the only person standing in his way of this because he went for Joel in The Last of Us, and I don't think he would have suited. He probably would have been good, but yeah, him as Batman, I think, would be an awesome choice for that. So yeah, I hope so. I'm not gonna like get my hopes too much, but like this would be cool. I'd like to see this.
Did you see that thing today saying that Matthew McConaughey had apparently auditioned for Joel or been considered for Joel?
He was first
as well?
choice. I think he was offered it straight up, and then Mahershala Ali, and then Pedro. So
All right, Ellie.
Yeah, I'm not sure that would have worked.
I think he would have been. That would have been more along the lines of his like Interstellar character. I think he would have been phenomenal. I think, but I'm happy it's Pedro because Pedro's my favorite actor.
Fuzzy's asking who Jersey Ackles is.
Jersey Ackles.
He's James's man crush.
He's one of my favorite actors, Soldier Boy, and he's Dean Winchester in Supernatural.
Yeah.
I think you would do good at this. I think you'd be good at this.
I think it'd be great.
Just to mention, I mentioned it on the comic show earlier, but Wonder Woman 800, which is out this week, is the first appearance, I believe, of Wonder Woman's daughter. So she's called Trinity. Really interesting character.
We're up fast.
Yeah. So I think this is quite an interesting character. I enjoyed her first appearance. So worth picking up that book if you're interested in that kind of stuff. This is really upsetting. This disappointed us. And we're nearly at the end, chaps. This disappointed us that had The Flash been a massive success, apparently the next slated movie was going to be a Batman Beyond with Michael Keaton.
Bollocks.
Now, we heard this a little while ago. I would love that. I would have absolutely loved that.
I'll tell you why it's bollocks is because he was going to be the mentor for Batgirl, not.
Yeah, no, this was
Batman
supposed
Beyond.
to follow Batgirl.
Yeah.
This was like
It's not the next one, then, is it? Because Batgirl would have been.
Yeah, it would have been after like the next one he would have been filming. I guess what they mean. But yeah, it's I think they would have been covering a lot of the same ground though, the Batgirl one where he is the mentor character. But yeah, it's a tragedy, isn't it? I'd love to see that suit and Terry McGinnis on screen. I think that'd be really cool. And when do we get this movie? Does this ever happen now, like with another actor even down the road, or is that's the last chance?
I mean, a couple of years' time, you might get Christian Bale doing it. You know what I mean? Coming back, it would just be nice for the whole connected universe kind of thing. Even though I'm not, you haven't got to do it that way, but to have one of the decent Bat actors coming back and doing that mentor kind of role, I think would be good to watch. Because I'm a big fan of the Batman Beyond character. I do like him. Fuzzy's saying that he doesn't believe Batman Beyond was ever happening. Yeah, it might have just been fan hopes and rumors, Fuzzy. You might
Oh,
be
there
right,
was a writer, I think a director might have been attached to it and everything.
Yeah.
So it was like it was gung ho, it was happening.
Okie dokie. Last slide, guys. Devastated.
Shock.
Devastated. I mean,
Thank God.
this was on my must-watch list. I can't even believe this film was kind of happening, to be honest. So
He's shown up in 2 issues or something. He's like a 2-issue character. So this is obviously just Bad Bunny or whatever the guy's name is wanted to do one, and they said, "Here's a character."
is that what the individual's name is?
I think it's Bad Bunny.
He's
He's
a
like
he's a rapper.
rapper, is he? Yeah.
He's done quite a lot with WWE. He's actually he's not terrible for celebs, you know, who appear in WWE. He's actually done a bit of training. He's all right.
Yeah.
I think he was hoping that it would lend itself to this role as well, because the guy's like a wrestler.
Yeah. Were any of you excited about this movie?
No.
Shite. Not even a character I like or care about or anything, have any attachment to.
I don't think anybody does. That's the bizarre
Exactly.
thing.
I told you it would have made more sense if it was a Crusher fucking Hogan.
Yeah.
movie.
Also, I don't know if you have a slide for this, but Tombstone was going to be the villain.
Oh, right. No, it
And they had an actor cast. There's like an albino actor that was going to play Tombstone. This came out like yesterday.
Right.
Someone was in talks for it, but like that'd have been cool to see Tombstone. But no, I don't want this in the movie. Like, why do this at all?
Yeah. I'll not lose over any sleep over that one. I'm afraid. Last villain. Everybody should know who the hell that one is.
Yeah.
Chili Willy.
Chili Willy. Let's see.
I'm let's
see what Fuzzy
of typing that.
Yeah, let's see what Fuzzy puts forward for this one.
Popsicle.
Fuzzy, he's a huge wrestling fan. That's the basis of the story. Just another internet talk, Tosh.
Nippy McGee.
Remember, if you've won before, you can't win a second time.
That's why I was gonna ask. Do we have someone who won already? No.
Pad Bear.
Yeah, Jack won already, didn't he?
Jack, have you
Jack's
won? I think
won.
you. Yeah.
I haven't highlighted yet.
Andrew's won.
Yeah.
So yeah, Pad Bear.
Pad Bear.
Pad Bear, well done, bud.
Pad Bear, you win, I guess. You know.
Good stuff. And Fuzzy, Freezy,
McIcicle Dick.
Not your best work, Fuzzy, if I'm going to be honest.
I think it's his finest work, personally.
It's close, Fuzzy. It's close, but yeah. Nice to see you, bud. Okay, guys, that's the last of the free comics. So drop us a line, anybody that's won tonight. And we're going to call it a night there, guys. We've prattled on for an hour 20, so thank you very much for that. Massive thank you to the panel. Guys, that last pack was so bad. Should we open the second pack just to see if that's his shit? I was going to do it.
I mean, it's signed.
I was going to do it on another show. I know, but it doesn't actually say what it was signed by. There's a chance
got
it's
enough
just
shows
signed...
on your schedule.
Save it for Halloween content.
I can't put the excitement would kill us, Ben. Wait until October to open this. We'll open it. We'll quickly rattle through the books and see what shit we get.
It's probably like signed by writers and artists, not like.
Well, I'm expecting it to be signed. Not expecting it to be signed by
Derek.
Yeah, it's not said who it's signed by. It could just be Greg in the office.
Yeah. Right. Let's have a look. See. Okay.
Big.
Swamp Thing.
Oh, okay. Well, that's.
I like the cover.
Where's the signature?
There's only one of them signed. I don't think all of them are signed.
Oh, right. Oh, okay. I thought they were all signed.
Right.
Well, that looks interesting. Not heard of that one. Deathbringer, Year of the Villain. Interesting.
Orcs.
What the fuck is that?
Issue 1?
No, issue 3. Never heard of that one. That's an interesting one.
Orcs in space.
Orcs in space. Oh, it's orcs. How bad this box is.
Well, what I'm going to say, this is that was good. I got that. Ben. That was good.
So bad.
This is issue 8 of Orcs. I've never heard of Orcs, and it's by Oni Press. I'm going to go out on a limb and say it's going to be an Orcs issue that's signed, because it's probably some kid in his basement that's producing this. Orcs.
The Extinction Parade.
Max Brooks, The Extinction Parade, Forbidden Planet variant. Not heard of that. Oh, another thick book. Cult classic. Return to Whisperer. That'll be interesting. I like a good horror book. Here's was signed once, Face Up.
Well, go on. What is it?
Madden?
Majdon Stone?
Majdon
Signed 3
Stone.
times.
Signed by the 3 names on the cover.
I bet they were just
Mysterio.
chuffed to be asked to sign something.
It's by, I can't even, who's it by? Labrat something North
Beveridge,
Press.
Beveridge and Kelly. C. Robertson. B. Beveridge. There you go.
Well, that was a great ending.
Good stuff. Probably best you didn't save that for content.
And the final issue of the Testament.
Oh.
It's a 4-pack. 4 issues of that. There we go.
First or second Testament?
Some superb mystery packs there, ladies and gentlemen. How do I get myself up big? Okay. So thank you very much to I wouldn't care, but his first pack was really cool. I'll go through those. There might be some better books, and no, they're not. I'll have a look. Anyway, just to mention, tomorrow, guys, midday UK time, I'm jumping over to do this show with Simple Simon, where it's a collectible show showing off some different toys and action figures and bits and bobs. So if you fancy watching that, go to Simple Simon's channel over on YouTube. I'm going to be on with Mad Spidey. Saturday night, as we've already mentioned, we've got This Is My with Ben. Really looking forward to that. Should be really interesting. I've got some interesting names coming up on This Is My as well. We've got John Lee, who's going to be doing an episode with us in the next week or two. I've got a writer who works with Reggie Collects, and I've got a number of toy collectors. So we've got lots of interesting people coming. None of them will be as good as my previous
Don't worry
guests.
about their episodes, guys. Tomorrow night's where it's
tomorrow night's where it's at. Yeah. So looking forward to that one. And that's your whack. Right, guys. Thank you very much. We don't normally do this show tonight. We did it tonight because pretty much everybody's away tomorrow. And of course, we've got the show with Ben. So thank you for jumping on, guys. I do appreciate that it's quite late. It's 11:30, well past your bedtime, Ben.
Have you seen my eyelids? They are 3/4 of the way down my eye. I'm struggling.
Are you struggling? Are you first time back, or first day back on YouTube, and we've killed you already? Yeah. Okay. So thank you very much, guys. Thanks to everybody in the chat. It's been great, and we'll catch you next time. So bye, everyone.
Goodbye.